Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Well, state health authorities calling today's spike in confirmed coronavirus cases frightening. The largest jump in confirmed cases the state has seen pushes Montana medical experts to send a warning, and one county is forced to shut down testing so healthcare workers can handle the surge. Well, that latest jump tonight out of Missoula County, where they report 45 active cases with more than 250 close contacts to trace. This morning, Montana health authorities reported 56 confirmed COVID cases. That's the highest one-day total by far. Yellowstone County has the highest at 14. Gallatin County followed this morning with 13. Just over 6,400 people were swabbed in this latest round of testing. Well, also tonight, officials at Malmstrom Air Force Base near Great Falls report the first positive COVID-19 case on the base. Well, healthcare experts are saying the rise in cases, especially when we are less than a week from the 4th of July, is one of great concern. MTN's John Riley reports.
The 56 case increase the state of Montana reported on Monday morning shattered the previous record. In fact, it was 60% greater than the previous report of 35 cases set just last week.
This has been a situation in our state that's been frightening from the very beginning.
Lewis and Clark County has only seen a handful of new cases in the past 2 weeks, but Health Officer Drenda Neiman said bluntly the statewide increase is frightening.
I worry that if other counties in the state are experiencing these really drastic increases in cases, that we're not far behind.
Healthcare providers like St. Peter's and Helena are closely watching the numbers around the state and the nation. The hospital's incident command team and caregivers are holding drills regularly to ensure care can be safely provided to the community if cases spike. Neiman stresses that the power to blunt the spread of the virus is in the hands of Montanans.
If you're in close contact with other people, you're at high risk. And so we have to continue to use those precautionary measures that we've been teaching about from the very beginning. So keeping your distance, wearing face coverings, wash your hands, wash surfaces. We need to continue to do those things because all the cases that we are getting are because those things were not happening.
Reporting from Helena, John Riley, MTN News.
Thanks so much, John. Now, the governor's office tells MTN the new cases are tied to several recent weddings. Now, that statement backed up right here in Yellowstone County, where Health Officer John Felton tells Q2 the increase is concerning as many of the new positives are coming from family get-togethers.
It's very significant. I think the other thing that we're seeing that is certainly of a concern is many of these cases are they're related to gatherings, many family gatherings like barbecues and weddings and family get-togethers, where summertime fun is turning into infection and disease.
Felton says very few of the positives in Yellowstone County are from the community testing that was done at Metro Park. Only 3 people tested positive from that day. So he's urging people to social distance, wash their hands, and to wear masks.
Clearly, when people are masked, they reduce the risk of spread of disease. You think about it this way, the main thing that the mask does is it prevents the masked person from expressing droplets that could be infected. If both people in a conversation are masked, they're each protecting the other. So it's not a controversial issue in public health. I understand that there's some sort of political and social elements to that, but it's not a public health controversy whatsoever.
Felton says he believes the driving force behind the increase in cases is clearly that people are getting together more than they were before. Well, after a 3-week-long battle with the virus, a Billings man was discharged from the hospital today. Q2's Mitch Laggy talks with Irvin Rising Son, who didn't know if he would ever see his family again.
The official end to 3 long weeks. Irving Rising Son was discharged from St. Vincent Healthcare Monday after a long fight with COVID-19.
Counting the minutes, seconds.
When I went to his bedside this morning, I asked him how he was doing, and he turned to me and he had a big radiant smile, and I said, "You look like you might be ready to go home today." And he said, "Oh, I am so ready."
Other than conversations over the phone, Rising Son hasn't been able to see his 2 kids and slew of grandkids since June 8th. The family was all there to celebrate his recovery.
So proud of him that he He's a lot stronger than I am through it all. And just being around family and just kind of supporting each other, and a lot of prayer throughout our family. So, yeah, that really kept me together.
Rising Sun said support from hospital staff was crucial when he couldn't see his family. The disease also gave him a new perspective on life.
A lot of things that you have to take care of that you take for granted. And they come up and you realize what advantage you have when you're not sick.
The family had some advice for others who are supporting a family member in their COVID-19 fight.
Just remain confident, and it's not, the end all be all for it. Just support and continue to be strong. Yeah, because my dad's a strong guy and a little hard-headed sometimes, but but thank God he is.
In Billings, Mitch Laggy, MTN News.
Thanks so much, Mitch. Now, Rising Sun's family urges everyone to follow the safety precautions recommended by health officials so fewer families have to go through this. Well, now turning to Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire. And Bob, lots of rain today, and now some areas are actually even seeing severe weather threats.
Oh, yeah, we've got a tornado watch tonight for eastern Montana. But let me show you what's happening out there. We did have a lot of rain. Let me check this. Take a look at this. Over at Roundup, 3.5 inches of rain. That's right. Rappelj, 3.41. Near Melville, 211. At Molda was 2.03. And Billings West End was 186. Now, the Billings Airport, just now, I just checked it. They're just reporting 1.78 inches of rainfall. So that's a new number. It's all because of this upper level low pressure cell in Idaho. It's been winding a lot of moisture our way, and you notice we still got some more showers to come our way tonight. But look at this. This is what we have, a tornado watch for most of eastern Montana. That's a severe thunderstorm warning. That's in North Dakota. That was in eastern Montana. That has moved out of the region. We do have some flooding issues also in Garfield County down in Wyoming. The Shoshone River, that's flooding right now as well. And out in western Montana, it had so much rain out there. Flood watch there and a flood warning on the Dearborn River near Craig. So yeah, just a lot of water out there. It's just been a mess. And we're expecting to see more rain off and on here in the Billings area and much of eastern Montana for about another day or so. But eventually the rain stops and things start to warm up. We dry out by the weekend.
All right. Thanks so much, Bob. Well, a Columbia Falls man is now charged for allegedly removing the 10 Commandments monument outside the Flathead County Courthouse. MTN's Sean Wells shows us.
30-year-old Anthony Weimer has been charged with felony criminal mischief after pulling a 10 Commandments monument out of the ground and into the middle of the street. Kalispell Police Chief Doug Overman says Weimer wrapped chains around the monument, pulled it out of the ground behind his pickup truck, and then dragged it into the middle of the street. Weimer was located and arrested in Kalispell shortly after the incident occurred. Chief Overman says it's unknown at this time if the monument will be restored or if it has to be replaced. He says they don't know what provoked the act of vandalism. Overman says Weimer has no affiliation with any protest or demonstration groups in Flathead County. In Kalispell, Sean Wells, MTN News.
Weimer remains in custody at the Flathead County Detention Center in Kalispell. We have some breaking news at this hour. Billings Police and other law enforcement agencies are busy with a situation near Amon Park. Now, we should have some video of this. We can confirm a car crashed into a ditch following a pursuit. Details are still coming in, but the initial police response was to an incident at a gas station on King Avenue West and 32nd Street with reports of shots fired. Now, police and fire shut down streets in the Amon Park area and remain on the scene right now. We will continue to update the situation on air and, of course, online at ktvq.com. Well, up next on tonight's 5:30 News, with Campaign 2020 quickly approaching, we take a deeper look into the race for Montana's open governor's seat. And in sports, high school kids are picking up football action where they can right now, including Dallas Stadium. Scott hears from the guys coming up.
You're watching MTN News with Jeanelle Slade and Russ Riesinger. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.